Hi, I'm Lara from Germany.
And I'm Lilith from America.
Yeah, and we're just two girls who happen to love all things involving coffee, cakes, and castles, especially when you can have coffee and cake inside of a castle. So, we're going to talk about the fascinating facts, including the drama, intrigue, and for today's episode, a little guide for a place which is located in a lake. We're traveling to Insel Mainau, the flower island of Lake Constance, which is in Baden-Württemberg. So, yeah, before we immerse you in stories, legends, castle secrets, blooming gardens, we want to share a few listener tips for anyone who may one day visit this remarkable island. And Lilas is going to tell you about some important facts.
Some tips for you all if you are planning to visit. Mino is a dream, but it's a dream best experienced with a little bit of preparation. So here's a few essential and helpful insights to guide your visit. The best time of the year is spring, April to May, with tulips everywhere and carpets of color. Summer, which is June through August, has roses in their full glory. And autumn, September through October, has dahlias and fewer crowds. And in winter, it's magical in its own quiet way with the castle and the park lit for the cold season. And we went in summer and we got to see the roses. And they have the topiaries, I think they're called, as well. And we'll share the pictures on our Instagram so that you can see the rose gardens. Very, very beautiful. And as for when to arrive, definitely arrive early in the morning or later in the day after 4 p.m. The midday rush can be busy and lively, but it is still beautiful. And I think we got there pretty early
Yeah.
and it was already starting to get busy when we got there. So, yes, definitely get there as early as possible. And for ticket tips, current prices may vary by season, but the typical guideline is adults around €25. Children up to age 12 are usually free, and family and combo tickets are available online. And if you're planning multiple visits or traveling with a group, check out their passes because you can save that way. Pre-booking online is smart, especially during holidays and summer weekends. And I believe we pre-booked, but we kind of did it like last minute. Super easy to do on their
Yeah,
web.
there are some counters where you can just go on and just do all the stuff, and it's I think 10% or 15% off the ticket price when you do it. So that's
Yes.
quite nice.
And it's easy to do, and the information is very easy to find. Walking and accessibility. So Mino is big enough to explore for hours, but small enough to enjoy without hurry. Paths are well maintained and mostly accessible for strollers and wheelchairs. Comfortable shoes are a must. The island encourages wandering, and there were lots of little places to explore, and we can include pictures of that as well. And definitely, it was very child friendly. They had that whole playground set
Yeah.
up. Yes. And things that are a don't miss, the Palmen House Cafe for tropical style pastries, which we'll get into later. The Schmetterling House or Butterfly House. So go in the morning when butterflies are more active. And then the Palmen House Torta. Torta? Tort?
Torte, yeah.
And we'll tell you about its delicious secret later. For photography tips, early morning light through the trees by the Italian Rose Garden is nice, and it's the kind of light that makes any photo look like a painting. And again, we'll share these pictures because we got some really good ones there.
Oh yeah.
And a special note, the island can get warm in the summer, so definitely bring water. And then there's plenty of shade when you need it. They've been offering a cool sanctuary for over a century.
Yeah, it's quite nice. They have some cafes and little spots where you can get drinks, but bring some water because, as everywhere, touristy spots are quite expensive. And it's nice to sit in the shade with like a little picnic set up. That's quite nice if you bring your stuff.
And this one was the castles, you're taking the tour inside, mostly inside. A lot do have the gardens, but you have um, kind of the indoor tours, and this was a lot mostly outdoors,
Yeah.
um, which was it was nice to be out in nature.
Yeah. So now that you're prepared, not just practically, but emotionally, let's step onto the island together. We're crossing the small bridge and leave the mainland behind and enter a world shaped by devotion, myth, and blooming time. Yeah, you can approach Mainau via the bridge from the mainland. It's very short, but somehow it was crazy. Like each step felt like shedding some time, the noise behind and the hurry and the hardness everywhere on the like rails of the walk to the or on the bridge were little flowers, and there was a spot for some photos, so that was quite nice. Yeah, the first thing you notice is the smell. It's not just called the Flower Island, it's really the Flower Island. It's yeah, quite sweetness, then the damp earth, the tulips which leave the warming of the sun, and yeah, the distant hint of lake wind drifting across the water. You could just feel the slight breeze. And there were lots of birds which were were like flying around in the palms, oaks, and the chestnuts, and it was quite as if they were singing a song. And when you walk on, the colors quite hit you. They're everywhere. It's really colorful. Fields of tulips are arranged with like a precision of a painting. It was crazy, and they even did like some paintings with the flowers. So they planted the flowers and there were pictures out of it. Yeah, the visitors all slow down in the beginning, and you keep on walking, and the talking gets less, and you're just yeah viewing your surrounding and yeah taking in all the beauty.
Yes. And I have to say that walk across the bridge that you were talking about, it really did. Things just kind of like started to fade into the distance, and you could just see the water and the reflection of the sky on the water. And wow.
It was just really beautiful, and it was so quiet. It was amazing.
Mhm. Yes. And Minot has always been a garden island, but it became what we know today because it was shaped by hands that fell in love with it, none more so than
Bernadotte.
Bernadotte family, Swedish royalty whose fingerprints cover every flower bed, path, and quiet corner. But before we meet the Bernadottes, we will go deeper into the island's soul toward the staircase that rises gently through blossom-lined pathways, leading us to Schloss Mainau. Schloss Mainau stands like a sunlit guardian over the gardens, a Baroque castle painted in warm ochre yellow, glowing against the blue of the lake. So again, we have another yellow castle.
Right. You're right.
Its foundations date to the Teutonic Knights who ruled this island from the 13th century. Their presence lingers in the structure, thick walls, strategic vantage points, and a feeling of stability and watchfulness. And later in the 18th century, architects reshaped the castle into the elegant Baroque masterpiece that we see today. Soft curves, decorative pediments, wide staircases, and rooms filled with light. An island residence designed not for war, but for beauty and hospitality.
The rooms unfold one after another. The charming salon spaces, the elegant corridors, the old administrative chambers, once used by the order, and eventually the room that steals everyone's breath, the White Hall. Entering the White Hall, or the Weiße Saal, feels like stepping into the inside of a pearl. It's really crazy, the light which gets through the tall windows, which are like they got renewed. Um, is crazy how the ornamentation and the marble floors are shining. And it's funny because the sunlight is making the architecture. And there's a secret because one most visitors never really hear about. The acoustics of the White Hall are extraordinary, and it was not planned to be so. So some people can't really explain why it is that way, but some people who are going into the room, musicians love to test it. They are humming and singing just to hear the room answer, and it feels like that the room is singing back. So it was completely accidental that it was built that way. But when workers renovated the hall in 1883, the plaster was not applied perfectly smooth. So there are tiny dips and arcs and imperfections scattered across the walls. And those microscopic mistakes ended up shaping the sound into something remarkable. And that's why it's called the singing white wall room. So that is such a nice story about it.
Mhm. And we're going to move on to the secret chapel. So, if you continue through the castle deeper towards the private wing, you'll eventually reach a quiet corridor. It feels different, not grand, not decorative, simply still. And behind a modest wooden door lies one of Mainau's most intimate secrets, a private Bernadotte chapel. And this chapel is not open to the public. It belongs to the family and is a place for baptisms, small memorials, and private blessings. Some say it's where Count Leonard Bernadotte used to sit quietly in the evenings, listening to the lake wind. Others say that even when empty, the chapel feels inhabited, not by ghosts, but by memories. And it's a reminder that amidst all the beauty and tourism, Mainau is, at heart, a home.
And that is quite nice because the family,
Mhm.
the Bernadottes, are still using the castle and it's still in their hands, but we will come to that later.
Yes.
Yeah, let's move on to the Palm. We're leaving the castle, and the path leads towards one of Miner's greatest treasures. It's the Palmen House, the Palm House. It's where we had that amazing cake. But we will come to the cake a little later because
Mhm.
when I was researching for this episode, it was so funny because we did not have the special cake. Um, but there is a special cake, and we will talk about it. But yeah, the Palm House is a cathedral of glass and steel. It's quite huge, and the tropical life breezes there. You can like walk in, and you just feel it. Like plants everywhere. The palms rise like pillars. It's crazy. They're banana plants out of eye level. They are huge,
Yes.
and yeah, you can really feel the tropical leaves and the air, which is really special. It feels like when you walk in, the air feels like a warm hand somehow. And in the center of it all stands a queen, and it's the old palm of 1888, and it's a canary island date palm, and it has watched over Mainau for more than 130 years. It was planted in 1888, long before the Bernadottes arrived, long before the palm house even existed. And when this structure of it was rebuilt in the 1990s, the engineers faced a dilemma because the old palm was too precious, too large, and too symbolic to remove. So they did something revolutionary. They designed the entire palm house around her. So that is quite special because, yeah, they didn't want to cut it or remove it. Yeah, it's just for this little lady. They call it die alte Dame, the old lady. They gave her this nickname. And yeah, she quietly supervises everything beneath her fronts. And it's such a nice picture to picture this
Mhm.
big, big old tree, which is watching over the island somehow.
And I love learning about this because we got to see it and I had
Yeah,
no idea. The tree has been there since 1888 and that it was built around it.
it's crazy, right?
I love learning about this. And you will eventually reach the cafe tucked inside the Palm House, and this is where another Minot legend lives, the accidental cake. The I the iconic Palmen House torta
I love it. It's so important that you say all the German words.
Oh my gosh. The iconic Palmen House Torta, a tropical dream of coconut cream, pineapple puree, passion fruit layers, and a delicate biscuit, was never intended to exist. One day, decades ago, a pastry chef accidentally mixed the wrong ingredients with leftover fruit purees. It should not have been served. But when the head of the patisserie tasted it, she stopped and said, Das ist es. This is the one. And just like that, Mainau's signature dessert was born, a happy accident that tastes like sunshine. Visitors eat it beneath the palm shadows next to the fountains. It's one of the most peaceful moments one can have on the island. And we did get to eat here. Like you said, we did not try this particular dessert. But we did have a cake, and I think out of all the places that we went to, not just castles, I think just out of our whole entire trip, like this was probably the best cake and coffee that we had. It was amazing, and the ambiance
It
just
was
made,
so crazy.
yes.
It looked great and it tasted so good. We were sitting there and we were looking at each other and we were like, oh my God, we're sitting in a palm house and eating the best cake ever next to a beautiful castle. It's crazy.
It was so good. Like it tasted amazing. And then it was funny because I think you went to use the restroom and you came back and you were like, you have to see it.
It was crazy.
Like walk in there, like the walk to the bathroom and then the
It
rest
was
itself. Like it was, yes.
it was out of this world. I was like, okay, where am I? it's it's crazy. That is a bathroom out of a castle.
Yes.
It was crazy, yeah. No,
Yes.
it
And I,
was amazing. The
mhm.
cake was so good. I still remember it. Did we take pictures of the cake?
We did, and I will
Okay.
also post that one on our Instagram. We did get a picture, because that was the best. It had, if I remember correctly, it had fruit in it, and then the cream.
It was
Amazing.
just the taste was amazing. The texture was amazing. I still dream about this cake.
The cake was amazing.
And the service was so good as well. They were so
Mhm.
nice.
Yes.
Um, I really enjoyed sitting there. We stayed there for such a long time because it was just so beautiful.
Mhm. It
Okay.
was.
Let's move on from the cake, from the very special cake, to the butterfly house. Not far from the palm house lies another world, which you can dive into. It's the Schmetterlingshaus or the butterfly house. Do you want to try say Schmetterling?
Schmetterling.
Oh my God, that was good.
That one I can do.
um, yeah, if you walk into it, it's overwhelming a little bit. The walk into it is so cool because they did a little caterpillar. Caterpillar's right?
Mhm.
And you can walk through the caterpillar and into the Schmetterlingshaus. And it's crazy because when you walk in, all the butterflies are flying around and you see the flaps and the shiny wings and it's just crazy. And there is another secret hidden in this butterfly house. It's the glasswing butterfly. Honestly, I didn't know about it, and I just learned about it. So it's a species. The wings of it are nearly invisible, and they look like the polished glass. You can look right through them. And only a few of them live in the greenhouse, often hiding in shaded areas or the nectar trays they put out for the butterflies. And the caretakers call them the ghosts of Mainau, which is quite cute, I guess. I like that one. And if you cross the path of one, you might miss it entirely. It could just be a shimmer or a soft flicker, a nearly unseen presence. But when you see it, it's a special moment. So a little piece of magic that does not need to be that obvious. So that was quite nice. I did not see one. I don't know if you saw one, but yeah.
I did not go in with the actual butterflies because I'm not a butterfly person, but
Oh,
Jamie
okay.
went in.
Right, Jamie went in.
I
Okay,
am a
yeah.
butterfly person. I don't like it when there's a bunch surrounding me. But
Me
they
neither.
had a very lovely shop that I was able to wander
Right. We
around.
w we were in the shop, right?
Yes.
Because, I did not go. I was once in there and, I was with a friend and it was so funny because I was so scared of the butterflies and he was like, "You don't like butterflies?" I was like, "I'm scared of them."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like butterflies, it's that I'm scared that I am going to accidentally, like, crush one when there's so many around me and I can't see them all,
Okay.
and I'm like, "Oh my god, they're so tiny." I don't wanna, like I don't know.
Okay, I do understand your
It's a
reasons. No,
lot.
I'm scared of them. I don't like them. I think they're beautiful, but I'm scared of them.
Yes. I like to look at them when I'm out in nature and they're freely flying.
Yes, that was nice. That's okay. But not
Yes.
so many of them and all flying around my
Not
head and sitting down on
surrounding
my
me.
arm.
Mhm. Yes. Yes, Jamie doesn't understand it. He's like, "They're so small and they're butterflies. What are they gonna
I
do
don't
to you?"
want them to be on me.
Yes.
Yeah, that is funny.
Okay, but for those of you who love butterfly houses, there is one, and my husband greatly enjoyed it. He said it was amazing. Um, an
Yes,
amazing
and the first time I went, it was beautiful and there's lots to explore, but yeah, not for me and not for you.
no, no. But we do love butterflies
We
as
do.
creatures.
That's good. We can agree on that.
Yeah, we love them, we appreciate them. We'll just
In
do so
nature.
from afar.
Yes.
Okay. And moving on to some legends. So the legend of Alina and Adelmar.
Mhm.
Mainau isn't only made of gardens, architecture, and family history. It also holds an older, deeper story, a legend passed through generations of gardeners and locals. Long before the Teutonic Knights, so the story says, there lived a young healer named Alina. She was gentle, soft spoken, and so deeply connected to nature that the plants were said to respond to her presence. Where she walked, flowers bloomed faster. Where she rested, herbs grew stronger. She fell in love with Adelmar, a knight assigned to guard the lakeshore. He was loyal, brave, a man of duty, but his heart belonged wholly to her. Their love was forbidden, tied by different worlds, her gentle earth and his rigid command. Yet every night beneath the branches of a massive sequoia, they met secretly. The tree became their witness, their confessional, their shelter, their heartbeat of shared moments. But war swept across the region. Adelmar left for battle. Alina waited beneath the sequoia each night, hoping. Days turned to weeks. When word finally came, it was not the news that she wanted. Heartbroken, she laid her hands on the earth beneath the tree, tears falling into its roots. And according to legend, the island felt her grief and answered it. Flowers sprang up in colors never seen before. The air thickened with sweetness. Trees grew stronger, faster, as if trying to protect her memory. Mainau's extraordinary fertility, its lushness, its almost supernatural bloom was born from her story of love and loss. Some say that the sequoia still stands in the arboretum today, and if you're there at dusk, when the wind moves through its branches, you might hear it sigh, a whisper of two lovers who shaped an island. And
Quite a beautiful story, right? I thought that was a nice touch.
it goes back to, the medieval romanticism and those stories, and it's beautiful. And I can see why Ludwig II was so enamored by the stories of medieval romanticism and myths.
Right?
Legends.
Yeah.
And we will take a quick dive into some more of the historical facts and figures. So, the Teutonic Order or medieval knights. Um, there was the Comptoir of Mainau in the 13th century to 1806. So, this spanned for over 500 years. The island belonged to the Teutonic Order, who administered it as a commandery or commendy
Yeah.
role in daily life. So the Comptor and his knights balanced religious duties with political management. They would hold audiences, oversee agriculture and trade, and maintained the island as a strategic base. The Weisse served as an audience hall for these official functions. Um, Under their patronage, the Schlosskirche, did I do
Sankt
it?
Maria.
Schlosskirche St. Maria was built from 1732, and the Baroque castle followed from 1739 to 1746, designed by Johann Caspar Bagnotto.
Mhm.
And their coats of arms still adorn the castle gable, silent relics of their long rule. And the end of an era. So in 1806, secularization dissolved the commandery, and Mainau passed to the Grand Duchy of Baden. And that is really interesting to learn because, like, when we went to Insel Mainau, we just kind of were walking the gardens and didn't kind of look into the historical facts, like, while we were there. And I did not realize that this island, had been inhabited for so long because you just kind of see the Baroque castle. And I had very wrongly assumed, that's what was there. And it turns out that there's this whole medieval history.
Crazy, right? It
It's
was so
funny.
interesting. Yeah.
Yes. And oops, okay. So moving on to the 1800s, the Grand Dukes of Baden. So we had Grand Duke Friedrich I, 1826 to 1907, and he purchased Mainau in 1853 and transformed it into a botanical estate. He planted many rare trees, sequoias, cedars, exotic shrubs, creating the arboretum still admired today. And he also shaped the island's layout with terraces, paths, the Italian rose garden, and winter shelters for the tropical plants. The castle became his summer residence, a place dedicated to beauty and leisure. And then we had Friedrich II and Grand Duchess Hilda. So after Friedrich I's death in 1907, his son Friedrich II and his wife Hilda of Nassau inherited Mainau. Even after the monarchy ended in 1918, the family kept the island privately. With no heirs, Friedrich II passed Mainau to his sister Victoria of Baden, by then Queen of Sweden.
Yes, and now we will get onto the Bernadotte family. As Lilith just said, Victoria of Baden was the Queen of Sweden and sister to Frederick II, and she became the next link to Mainau's story. Upon her death in 1930, she left the island to her son Prince Wilhelm. And the Count Leonard Bernadotte took ownership in 1932 and reinvented Mainau as a public botanical garden. He restored and redesigned the gardens. He added greenhouses, water features, and new paths to it. He planted thousands of flowers and established youth programs and cultural initiatives in the castle. So he, went a little different path. In 1974, he secured Mainau's future by creating the Leonard Bernadotte Foundation, and he remained active on the island until his death. And Leonard's wife, Countess Sonja, co-managed the island from 2001, and their children, especially Bettina Gräfin Bernadotte and Björn Graf Bernadotte, continue the legacy today. Bettina grew up on Mainau, and her playground was the castle's garden, the ancient trees, and the paths she still walks today. She leads the Mainau GmbH, shaping everything from visitors' experience, from the gardens and exhibitions to sustainability and education. She blends tradition with her modern care, making sure the island thrives and not just survives. So that's a big heart project for her. People still see her on early morning walks, greeting gardeners who have known her since childhood, which is so cool, right?
Mhm.
And she's not alone. her brother Björn and the next Bernadotte generation remain closely involved, and she's keeping the family connection alive. Today, Mainau is more than just a tourist destination. It's a botanical research site, a place of learning, a cultural venue, a peaceful retreat, and quietly still a family home, which is amazing. I'm just so
Yes.
amazed by that fact. And yeah, that may be Bettina's greatest achievement, keeping Mainau a living inheritance, an island that continues to grow and inspire. And under her care, it remains what it has been for centuries, a place of beauty, devotion, and continuity. And it's always blooming. And I think that's so, so, so nice to give that history still, that family factor. I'm just amazed by it. And as you said, all those facts were not so clear when you were walking over the island. And now knowing so much more about Mainau and the family behind it, it's just amazing.
Mhm. Yes, and it's another one of those where it has changed hands so many times, and it is really interesting to see how I mean, it was the German Teutonic Knights in the Middle Ages. Today, it is Swedish royalty.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that progression of how it got to that point, um, yes, this is why I love learning and talking about it because I would have had no idea.
Me neither. Yeah.
Yes, and it's so cool to know, and we got to, see the work that this family has done, and we saw while we were there, they had a bunch of the gardeners out, doing their thing and keeping this place running,
And
and the
still renewing stuff, right? There was
Yes.
like a complete section which we couldn't walk
Mhm.
because they were renewing it. And I think that's so beautiful that they keep improving and researching plants and stuff. It's so cool.
Yes, and I will cut this part. I'll go back and check if I'm not correct. But, didn't they also have the oh, what schnapps? I bought schnapps there for a souvenir for my dad, and I'm
Oh, right. You
pretty sure
did.
that it is made on Mainau.
We have to check, but
Uh,
I think
yes.
so. It was in the next to the castle, there's a little store which they had
Mhm.
like different schnapps, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes, and
definitely. And it's Schloss Mainau schnapps or something.
yes. So
Oh,
that
nice that you remembered.
yes, that they're producing, schnapps, and again, I will check on this and cut it out if it's incorrect. But
Don't
I
cut
think
it out.
there
It's
also
right. And it's so fun you saying schnapps. That's amazing.
was there also honey? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes.
I
And
think they
jam. I think they had jam too.
jam, yes, and so my now, you can also in their gift shop that you can buy products that they are making on my now, with the resources that they have there.
Yeah, it's just
Yes,
amazing.
which is very cool. And I did try some of their schnapps, because I think we bought one for my dad and then one for us, and it was really good.
Really nice.
Yes. And so we loved my now. It is beautiful. If you ever get a chance, definitely check it out. And grab some of their cake and their coffee because that is the best that we had.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And also, we got to have it under a tree that has been there since 1888.
Which was just there and people built around a palm house just for this
Mhm.
tree, which is just amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Thank
so
you
we
so
will.
m Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go on.
Yeah. So we will say farewell to Mainau. When you finally leave Mainau, stepping back across the bridge, feeling the mainland under your feet again, something feels different because Mainau isn't just a place, it's an experience, a reminder that beauty can be crafted with devotion and that some lands remember their own stories. From castle halls that sing to chapels that hold quiet prayers, from tropical palms preserved like royalty to butterflies with invisible wings, from accidental cakes to ancient legends of love, Mainau is more than a flower island. It's a living, blooming story, and today you've heard just a little piece of it.
Yeah, thank you so much for traveling with us. If you enjoyed this journey, you can consider leaving a review It helps us to find more people listening to our stories. Yeah, thanks so much, Lilith. It was amazing.
Thank
And
you.
yeah,
So until next time, keep exploring, keep wondering, keep drinking coffee and eating cakes. And hopefully, you two will be able to visit some castles. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will take us to the beautiful Würzburg.
Würzburg, that's right.
Thank you guys. And as Lara said, please leave us a review or anything that you would like to hear more of. That would really help us out, or castles that you want to hear about in the future.
And we will get to them. See you
Yes.
guys.